Hey everyone, and welcome to Carrie's Garage. And on this episode, I bought another vehicle. Let me tell you why. So I do have quite a few vehicles, as you've seen on the channel around the yard, a lot of projects, and there's certain things that it needs a bit more work than I can really put into it right now to make it kind of reliable daily driver. Eventually, a lot of them will be to that point, but Zach needed a vehicle that was a little bit more reliable than his bus because it's been having some problems that I need to sort out. And we decided that getting something else a little bit more utilitarian and cheaper to fix would be a better idea. So yesterday I picked up this vehicle. Let's take a look at it. It is a 1984 Chevy S10 Extended Cab. It's got the 2.8 liter V6 5-speed manual gearbox. I don't know if the 5-speed is original or not, but it's what it has. It does have air conditioning that I believe was dealer installed. But overall, for the price we got it for, it's a pretty nice little truck. It'll do very, very well. Let's take a look at the interior. It's got the awesome burgundy interior, what not color you'd get in the 80s. It does have the bucket seats. Full plethora of gauges, so it has temp, oil pressure, volts. I would like to find, I think you could get a tach cluster if I remember right. It's got an aftermarket stereo, 5-speed gearbox, which is awesome. There is a few things I need to fix on it. The speedometer isn't currently working, so I need to deal with that. It's set for a few years, and the guy that I got it from got it running, so probably needs a little bit more work. And the window fell off its track over on this side, but that's not too hard to fix. The headliner is crap, but that's not that big of a deal. It's got these aftermarket speakers that somebody screwed into the bulkhead. But it's nice having this little bit of extra space, it being an extended cab. But let's start it up. Let's go ahead and start it up. I haven't started it today. Like I say, I bought it yesterday and I drove it across town. Did pretty good. Tires are kind of old, but let's see. Still has the annoying key buzzer. A little bit of an exhaust leak, and I think the muffler has a bit of a rattle to it. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to adjust the carburetor a little bit, but I mean, it runs all right. Let's take it for a quick drive up and down the road. At some point it is going to need a clutch. The engagement is pretty high, which thankfully won't be that big of a deal on it. And I was pricing out clutch kits and they're pretty cheap. But overall, for what it is, and it was kind of cheap, it will serve itself really well. It's a good little truck. And the dash has some cracks on it, but you know, sitting outside here in the Southwest, that happens. Can't expect everything to be absolutely perfect unless you keep it in a garage and keep it covered. But you know, it is what it is. And if we open up the hood, there's the 2.8 V6. I went ahead and shut it off because it's a bit noisy. Pretty much all the emission control stuff has been removed. Where I live, you don't need an emissions test, so all the vacuum stuff and the air pump being gone, that's not that big of a deal. Pretty sure this is not an original style AC compressor, and it appears it doesn't really turn quite freely, so that might need to be replaced. And there's a line down there for the high side, I think. I don't know. One of the air conditioning lines is severed, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And here is the other end of it. So once I get that line and figure out the compressor, I can probably get the air conditioning running and tune it up a little bit. Other than that, I think it'll do pretty good. So my mission mostly for today is to get the window fixed and see if I can figure out why the speedometer isn't working quite right. But got a little bit of work to do to it, and then it can be driven and be enjoyed. Well, it's been a couple of days since I filmed the first bit of this video. I got really busy and I wasn't able to edit anything. So I did do a little bit of looking around on the S10, and the transmission is definitely not original to the truck. It should have had a 4-speed when it was new. So somebody put in a 5-speed, and it's actually a later 5-speed that has a vehicle speed sensor on the tail shaft, and the speedometer is mechanical. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I was doing a bit of research and found out that I can find a 86, 87 5-speed tail shaft with a mechanical speedometer drive, which would be a lot easier because the next option is to spend about $350 and get a electric drive motor that takes a speed sensor signal and actually spins the cable into the speedometer, and that seems a little complicated. So I'm gonna dig around, do some looking, see what I can do. And the air conditioning is definitely not original as well. It was, like I said, I believe a dealer add-on. The evaporators under the dash, originally they would have been in the engine compartment. There's a few things that are in different places, but you know, it has it, so it's not that big of a deal. And check out what I picked up a couple of days ago. I was actually rooting around in the junkyard getting some parts for the Suburban, and I got a tack cluster. It was out of an 85 four-wheel drive with a 2.8 V6, so we definitely should not have any problems. The only issue is how the cluster comes out. There is 2 studs right here that bolt into the dash, and I swear they put the clusters in, and then they bolted the dash into place. It was a nightmare to get that thing out. Well, that'll wrap it up on the video of the S10. Probably do get some work done to it here soon, and like I said, it needs a couple little things, and then we're going to have to figure out what to do about the speedometer, and then we'll go ahead and get this tack cluster installed, which I think will be a really nice addition to it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and catch you on the next video.